boosts your immune system, prevents viruses and other airborne diseases. McDowell's Colon Cleanser prevents constipation, helps in removing toxins from the colon, detoxifies the body, and regulates your bowel movements. McDowell's Prostate Health prevent the enlargement of the prostate, improve urinary flow, and reduce frequent urination, especially at night. Moringa oleifera capsules are rich in minerals like calcium, potassium, zinc, magnesium, iron, and copper, vitamins like beta-carotene, vitamin A, vitamin B such as folic acid, vitamin C, D, and E. McDowell's Potassium Complex, used for treating and preventing low potassium levels, high blood pressure, preventing stroke, and aid in weight loss. McDowell's Triple Magnesium relaxes the muscles, relieves cramps and helps to control high blood pressure, improves sleep, and can calm the nerves. Magnesium is very important for the normal functioning of cells, nerves, muscles, bones, and the heart. McDowell's Ginger Turmeric helps to relieve pain, decrease nausea and enhance the immune function to help protect against illness and infection. Ginger turmeric has powerful anti-inflammatory properties and improves your circulation. Don't hold health back. Let health strike back. McDowell's, the better way to start your health. Visit Health Service Center, John Compton Highway, call 453-6417. Let your wellness be our stress.
This Sunday, November 2nd from 3 p.m., the St. Lucia Labour Party proudly launches Keithson Keefo Charles, your candidate who will lead with courage, compassion, and competence. Join us at the Lafargue playing field as we stand together with our political leader and Prime Minister, Honorable Philip J. Pierre, to celebrate leadership, development, and opportunities for all St. Lucians. This Sunday, November 2nd, Choiseul Saltibus comes alive with Keithson Keefo Charles and Prime Minister Pierre. We are moving forward together.
Time to grow with Keefo, you don't know.
Wasco wishes to inform the public of a planned maintenance on its raw water pipeline on Tuesday, November 4th, 2025. During this period, water pressure and supply to customers from Millet to Cap Estate will be affected. Upon completion of these scheduled works, residents at higher elevations and at the end of the distribution line may experience additional delays as the network stabilizes. The public is therefore strongly advised to collect and conserve water where possible. Wasco apologizes to its valued customers for any inconvenience caused as we work towards infrastructure resilience and restoration of regular water supply. Look out for updates on our website and social media platforms.
It is well known that diseases like diabetes, high blood pressure, and other illnesses may restrict blood flow, which can lead to impotence and erectile dysfunction. This is why Enhance was formulated to meet these challenging health problems, which can reduce your ability to perform. If you're having problems maintaining your manhood, then reclaim your manhood today with Enhance. Enhance increases your energy level, boosts your stamina, and increases your endurance.
You can get your Enhance at Southwell VA4, Restorer Pharmacy Soufre, Knights Med Miku, Lay By Bar The Morn, Dexter's Place Jeremy Street Castries, Citygate Bar The City opposite the market, Plants Place Denry Highway, Arlette Supermarket Soufre, The Release Stress Bar Labrie Highway, Cool Joint Bar Victoria Choiseul, Prios Bus Stop 22, next to the Moshi Bus Stop opposite the Grosley Bus Stop, Prios Bar and Grill in Corinth, Grosley.
Enhance, the best a man can get.
Why are you suffering from aches, pains, and illnesses? When there's help for you, at Health Service Center, we offer a wide range of treatment that has been scientifically proven to help you with your aches, pains, and illnesses. Our ICT machine is one of the most effective devices in the health field. It has shown positive results in many health problems, such as back pains, shoulder pains, migraine headaches, pain in the knees and legs, poor circulation, arthritis, diabetic neuropathy, numbness in the feet, strokes and sports injuries. ICT, repairs, rebuild. The power to heal, the future of pain relief.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. Real issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
Wonderful Wednesday afternoon to you, everyone. Thank you so very much for tuning in once again to The Real Issues with me, Shelton Daniel, alongside Terry Fennell today. Hope you're having a good one thus far. It's feeling like a good one, never mind in other parts of our Caribbean. It is a tale of devastation. It is a tale of loss. It is a tale of great trauma. One of the most powerful hurricanes to ever hit the Caribbean. And certainly we are told the most powerful to hit Jamaica. You know, the thing packing 185 mile per hour winds, as I indicated. Dominica, that is the Commonwealth of Dominica, and Barbuda, one half of the two island state of Antigua and Barbuda back in 2017. Really getting it. And now it seems Jamaica, the story has hardly been told as yet. Because they would be doing the assessments, they would be surveying, they would be trying to find out people who are cut off, who are isolated in need of help. So let us spare thought, much prayer, and when the time comes that we can assist in terms of tangible things that we can donate, if ever that call comes, whether it's a case of bottled water, or whatever that we can donate to put on that plane to send to them, if in fact it comes to them needing that, or even to our own people, such as students, our children, our relatives, who have been in Jamaica for one reason or the other, studying, business, etc., that we will remember them and do whatever is within our power to do for them. The Caribbean these days, a bit troubled. We see signs of fracture taking place between the rest of CARICOM and Trinidad and Tobago. The new government of Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar, not unusual that we have found that when new governments come, I don't know if it is the exuberance of the recent, often massive election victories, that it tends to cause them to feel that they are in a category of wisdom and knowledge and enlightenment, that they're able to thumb their noses. I'm not saying that's what's happening with Trinidad and Tobago, but certainly Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar embarking on a course that it appears is frowned upon by most other CARICOM leaders. And today I got a link to an article indicating that there could be a revolt brewing in her cabinet. And that may be one of the reasons. And that if anything, it is, being led by a man who I know personally, who has granted me many interviews in St. Lucia and in Antigua, Dr. Rudal Munilal, that they don't think that she is conducting the government and leading the government well. I read of things such as she's isolated in her private home, that she tries to run the government from home. And, there seems to be a handler. It's many years I've heard some things about Kamla Persad-Bissessar, which I won't say here because I don't know them to be true. When you're in politics, people say all sorts of things about you. Here in St. Lucia, I think we know a thing or two about that. Terry Fennell, what's in your craw today? Yeah. What's cooking in your neck of the woods?
Well, Shelton, I'm like you. Jamaica has been on a night. I have some friends there. As a matter of fact, one of my swimming buddies, he has his wife and daughter there. His daughter is studying at the Mona campus. But he was able to say that they are fine. Okay. I listened to the Minister of Education this morning, and all our students are fine. Mm-hmm. A decision will have to be made, of course, later on, whether they stay up, because the level of devastation is Shelton, it's heartbreaking. Mm-hmm. And we're not sure how soon things will return to normal. So we are keeping our eyes on what is developing. If needs be, that we need to send an aircraft for them, we will. I mean, I saw the UWP minions trying to make political mileage out of that, just because we did not send I heard you speak about it yesterday. They did not send an aircraft to evacuate our students.
Yeah.
But I'm not hearing them talking about Cuba. Sending an aircraft to Cuba to evacuate our students.
Yeah, you swear,
I mean,
you swear it's a war zone.
Was-
There's
yeah,
some,
was-
that there's some war taking
I mean,
place there, and bullets are flying around. So you know, and in any case,
You know-
if it was a war zone,
Yeah.
would you want to send an aircraft there in a place where
You don't-
missiles and
you don't
things?
know where you will shut
And the same
down.
way for
Yeah.
hurricane. When a hurricane is in the vicinity, it's not really when the eye hits the particular place and it makes landfall. The hurricane is disturbing the air and the sea and whatever.
Everything
it is,
else,
you know.
yeah.
You're gonna send aircraft and so on, and you don't know the danger, whether you are going to get permission to land or to cross
at the airport. Yes.
Yeah,
So
all this kind
the,
of things.
The thing is, we moved quickly.
Yeah.
They were held up in the Pegasus Hotel. Have you ever stayed there, Shelton? I have.
Okay, that's where in Jamaica.
Yeah, in New Kingston.
Okay, I may have
It's
stayed there and I can't remember.
fairly solid.
Yeah.
Plus, they were given $5,000 to have. Hopefully, they would have shopped. And the fact that they're in a hotel, Shelton, that means right in the aftermath, they are guests, so they'll be taken care of. So, the Minister of Education, Honorable Sean Edward, he's monitoring things with the Prime Minister. It's funny, you know. I was listening to the House yesterday, and one member of the opposition, I won't call his name, said in the heat of the battle in the thing there, you know, the storm, Langs are down. He received a call and they told him 30 people were dead.
That's in Jamaica.
In Jamaica. And at the same time, the Prime
This is
Minister,
something that's been on my mind. It's been
yes.
on my mind that with a disaster
That's like
of that
that,
nature,
yes.
the body count.
The body count, yeah,
is sure to increase.
but at the same time, the irony is that the Prime Minister at the time, Andrew Holness, was being interviewed by CNN. And he says, of course, it's a category 5. He expects some eventualities, but as of now, there are no reports of fatalities. But apparently the de facto Prime Minister of Jamaica, who was in the House yesterday, said he was told that there were 30
Well, the guy who always speaks for other countries.
Other countries.
He speaks for the US
the Department and everything else. Yes. Yes.
He speaks for,
So
he speaks for everybody.
But yes, so I mean, our fingers crossed, our students are safe, our people are safe, and that is what is important. I mean, the level of devastation, we have seen it, is heartbreaking. Whether life will go back to normal anytime soon, keep our fingers crossed. If, depending on what the situation is, we may have to fly our students out, or if things can be brought back to normal as quickly as possible. So things are in a state of flux. We're not sure. But the important thing is that our students are safe. And that is important.
Yeah.
Okay? And we know that our government will do all in its power to ensure the comfort, etc. And as you just said, we have to stand by. We have to stand ready to assist Jamaica. That's assist the island. You know, if whatever, as you said, water, whatever they need, and we can provide.
Yes.
We have to stand ready to assist our brothers in the moment, in the hour of distress. Yeah.
Okay. I'm glad you brought up the matter of the person that you describe as the de facto Prime Minister. He speaks for U.S. State Department. He speaks for Canada. He speaks for the UK. He speaks for Europe. He speaks for the Schengen visa area.
Everywhere.
He speaks for all of that. The only one place I don't hear him speaking for Miku South.
Miku South.
You know? when he does speak, it's better if he didn't, because he makes a mess of the most basic pronunciations of
There
it.
are so.
Yeah, it's always there are so and this kind of thing.
Salusi.
Salusi and so on. So, you know, sometimes it's better, you know, to hear him advocating actively, you know, consistently and forcibly for Miku South. If he's doing it, it's these days.
Yeah.
Because finally he's
the
he's
heat is
feeling the pressure.
The heat is on. The heat is on.
Yesterday I heard him. Essentially, he has no problem with the amendment to the CIP, whatever, you know, that's going on. But the government is doing it because they're forced. The government is doing it because, in other words, the only reason they're passing the legislation is to cover their tracks.
Yeah.
And I'm saying, okay, if their tracks were exposed all that time and they now need to cover it, why were you not able to expose the tracks? And
That's
so
right.
he ends up coming and really trying to relitigate in Parliament things that have already been dismissed, things that have already been refuted, things that have already been decisively pronounced upon. And the Speaker had to tell him more than once that you are speaking on a matter which is not contained in the bill before
Yes.
us. Maybe the previous bill you should have spoken on it, but not this one. But he won't relent, you know.
But you know his bad manners was on full display yesterday.
Yes.
But the speaker was up to him. I mean, I know what you're trying. You want us to eject you from the house so you could run to Newspeak.
Yeah.
And you go claim you are a martyr and they don't want you to speak on democracies.
Yeah.
So they allowed him, Claudius, the speaker allowed him.
Yeah.
Do what you want. Display your bad manners. It won't work, you know, because you want to be a martyr. You want to run to Newspeak and say, oh, they'll
Of
look
course,
like
the
this.
speaker at the end had to tell him, it's been a long day. It's been a long day, so let us focus on the matter which is at hand and
Yes.
so on. You know,
Yeah, so-
he's not sure whether he wants to agree with Kenny Anthony because he needs support from his friend.
Yeah.
He's not sure whether he wants to say no. He doesn't see that way. Kenny Anthony disagreed with something, well, not for the first time. He's
yes.
expressed concern about the role being played, the supranational
Role.
authority
ECCB.
being exercised by the ECCB.
yes.
Whether by the way,
That's
I don't quite agree with Kenny.
Yeah,
Anthony,
maybe, yeah,
you know,
sure.
I'll be honest.
But that's
with
his
you. But at
opinion.
least he explained
Yes,
himself,
yes.
and he said, "Look, the leader of the opposition, if he disagrees, we disagree for different reasons.
Yes,
you
right.
know, you don't want anybody to think that he is tagging with the leader of the opposition, and that is instructive. You know.
Yes, because he knows.
You
He
know-
knows what you know what the things they will try. But
Yeah.
Sheldon, it was a good day. However, I knocked out because the body just was not feeling well
Yes,
yesterday.
yeah.
When our Prime Minister rebutted on the CIP, and I understood he got emotional. He was overwhelmed. So when I leave here today after lunch, I will click into that because I want to speak on, to see, but I need to. I need to see it because there are some things you speak on and you get emotional because as leaders sometimes you have to do things that might be against the grain, but you have to do it because the walls are closing in and the CIP and Kenny brought it up because I think Dr. Anthony is right. There are some things I believe that we don't agree with. You understand?
What is it you don't agree with?
No. I'm saying the not me. I'm saying the guys. You were saying that the parliamentarians.
Because we have to understand that the CIP countries of the Eastern Caribbean have agreed to take a collective approach. Let us take a single consolidated approach. Now, if you're going to take a single consolidated approach to insist on your own sovereignty, basically that you will decide the amount of passports you give, you will decide the prices. You back to the very same disparity that you were trying to avoid.
It's like a Brexit.
You back to the very same thing because you're up against forces that are just too powerful for any one of us. Even together, we are so much. Now, one has to understand, the moment you give citizenship, whether for any means, in one OECS country, it becomes citizenship of the whole. Because you have freedom of travel, freedom of movement, freedom of establishment, freedom of employment in all the countries.
Correct.
So what you do has implications, it has effects for the others. So the only way you can address that is in a collective. Now, if you try to address it in a collective through an individual approach, you might as well go individual completely.
That's right.
Because everybody will want to do what they consider to be right.
We have to harmonize it.
Right. And you need a coordinating, a supranational coordinating entity that has, the means, that has the resources, that has the legitimacy, and so on, that it can oversee this on behalf of all the others. And so his concerns, I understand them, But there comes a point where we have to tell ourselves how much we're going to insist on sovereignty when they're picking us off one by one, the divide and rule, whatever it is we do, if they can take us apart when we are CARICOM, when we are OECS, how will they take us apart when we one by one? So I understand, I accept the concerns, but the days when we could have done that, I don't think it really, it's really relevant in the age that we live.
But Sheldon, yesterday in the House, the President of the Republic of Labrador, did you take any conversations?
Did I?
You need to, because every time he stands up, he drops a... Put a picture one. I mean, so the Prime Minister, in one of the rallies, one of the launches, gave us, the mood is red. And that is the rallying cry.
Right.
The mood is red. But Alva took that to another level yesterday. He says, yes, the mood is red. R-E-D. And, he was extolling the virtues of the policies of the government. Yes, the virtues of the of the Philip JP administration, and he spoke about a number of things that we will discuss later. And when he says red, the mood is red. And he took that from the Prime Minister. And what is red? Real economic development.
Yes.
Oh my God. We have to write that. These are gems. The mood is real. Lift that up there for seconds. Real, because he was discussing the number of things that we have implemented.
Yes.
I'm saying we don't have but it's me.
Come on.
I mean, we have implemented, and talk about the minimum wage and the pension and everything. And ladies and gentlemen, I released 70 there or more. Part 5 is coming out of the crimes of the United Workers Party. One of my partners from before came and said, "Sir, boy, what I'm doing there, I am taking it 6 at a time on my Facebook, which is good. I release it. You do whatever you want with it. Circulate it. Cambridge Analytica told the people not to interfere with me, which is very good. So leave that alone. Don't go there. You understand? I know you know. I have a spy in your camp. So real economic. So the mood is red. So people, when you say that, you have 4 years of economic growth. And Sheldon, that's not, we're not saying that. These are from reputable institutions. We are not making that up. We don't pick that out of thin air. That is verifiable.
Exactly.
So we were on the verge of a precipice because don't forget the debt to GDP ratio. They can say what they want. It was 101%. And I'm going to ask Ray Gerard for the thing he quoted from, because he's saying it was 94. But when you put in all the contingent liabilities, because that had to be added, it was up to 101. That is why they could not be funding the police. They had to raise balls because there was no money for every $100 we earned. We had to be spending $101. You understand? The debt to GDP, and these fellas brought that down after the economy was rebased, Sharon, that's the crime, I have not yet put that in one of the crimes, and I'm going to put that in part 5, because they benefited from a rebasing, and Dr. Carlton Augustine can explain that even better than I can. I'm not an economist by any stretch of the imagination. So this fellow, by a stroke of a pen, the economy was enlarged, more goods and services were added, so it expanded, and as a result, our debt to GDP went down. Kenny Anthony did the hard work. But he never benefited. It happened to him twice, Shelton. He never benefited from that. United Workers Party benefited from that twice. And you came in, that went down almost to prudential limits. And in 5 years, 2016 to 2021, you took it from wherever it was 70-something, and you brought it up to 101. And the bad thing is, Shelton, we have absolutely nothing to show for it. They had no projects, nothing. They took roads on credit, DFCs. You understand? Roads on credit that Philip J. Pierre is now having to pay for. You understand? So you have to understand the wizardry and the magic that Philip J. Pierre is working. He's able to pay down all these fellas' debt, all the debts that they left. The payables were almost 150 million because they were not paying small contractors, and Philip J. Pierre had to, prudent management brought it down. And I think now it's just about 20-something million, I don't want to give the wrong figure. So somebody in the Prime Minister's office, give me the correct figure. I think it is around that. So let me correct that. In other words, he is injecting money. As you pay your contractors, what you do in Shelton? You're injecting money into the local economy. Because now these fellas have their bread. They can pay their workers and they can do more things. Except Frank Charles. I understand Frank Charles came out of that, in a bad way, because by the time the interest was added and everything, when he got paid finally, he had next to nothing. He could not even buy me a drink, unfortunately. So, that's wickedness, by the way. Wickedness. And Christians, wickedness.
And the wicked one, you know what he said, eh?
Yes.
If that's what
you're crying for, you have a lot of crying to do. Yeah. So, they left all that debt. And Philip J. Pierre, prudent management, he's done all that and he's able to give a bonus. And when Gerard on my program, he was able to tell me why. He says that those is the same civil servants who this guy kicked and said, you do not have the skill set, you're not good enough to prepare the budget. These are the people who are guiding the government and guiding us and taking us to almost to the land of milk and honey. Because they are geniuses, they are well schooled, they are well educated, they are competent. You understand? And they are advising the Prime Minister who listens. And now these same civil servants who this other guy told, well, you're not good enough, they are the ones who are driving us. And now 4 years of positive economic growth. So they deserve a bonus. You understand? They deserve it because they are competent and they have worked and they have steadied the ship. Of course, we have a prime minister who's steady too. He knows. Don't forget, he always says he's not an economist, but don't be fooled. This man knows his onions. He knows his onions, and he knows when somebody can be, BSing him. Mm-hmm. So he knows his onions, and together with the staff of the Ministry of Finance and the Treasury, they're able to guide this country properly, lead this country properly. So we see economic growth, and we can use our money for our people. That is why the bonus is coming. I understand pensioners will be getting a little $600 in November. November come faster. November, you understand? And civil servants. And I heard somebody from Massey say, boy, they're so happy that civil servants are getting that bonus. You know why? Mm-hmm. Because they'll be shopping for Christmas. They'll be buying stuff, groceries. You understand? Home have, according to the people. Home have. Home will have. You understand? So, Marcy and the other glass. I like my luncheon meat and take my glass. When I happen off there, I have to stop there to get my luncheon meat. When I reach there, you see that fridge don't have that, man. I almost want to explode, So, your stuff, because, you go by glass and you shop, and you go by Marcy and you shop, and the other small boutiques, every rum shop making money. You understand? Because people have disposable income and stuff. So it generates economic activity. So the mood is red, but he also dropped another gem. Guess what the gem was?
Tell it.
He says, man, even in bring a bottle parties,
there are more people.
Even in bring a bottle parties, there are more people in the bring a bottle parties that the UWPs have at the luncheons. And let me but that's true, Sheldon. You don't see this.
I think there was somebody who said, who put it even more indelicately. They said the UWP is having how many? 12 people and 3 dogs or something. I can't remember,
Man, I must listen to Alva, because Alva comes on with those gems, man. You're always taking flight, you reach that altitude and he has to come down to land.
Just
what I mean? Just like language, man.
Just like the way he said that Nachi VAPC Rinkum.
But I tell you that was so he said, man, even in the bring a bottle parties, there are more people at the luncheons, and I added at the meetings of the UWP. So the mood is red, because what we have for red, real, they say, you all need to put that on a t-shirt, Hello, I know your merchandise in already, but you need to employ some of these fellas who print anything and put that on the t-shirt. The mood is red. Okay. Real economic growth, development, actually. Real economic development. And that's what we say the hotels. So as up north recently,
yes.
Where the Royal St. Lucian Hotel was. Shelter, when you go there now, man, that's well barricaded there. Okay. And I understand a 10-story building is going to there. Serious thing. I mean, even by Harbour Club, Republic Bank, I have that there. You can play that at some point if you want. Maybe not today, because I didn't create that for today. I mean, development, because investor confidence has returned. No bandit in a suit will tell them, pass it. That was a serious thing, Shelton. Fellas were telling, bandits in suits were telling investors, you have to pass it before you could put down one brick. You have to pass it. You understand? But we don't have that in that government. So investor confidence has returned to this country, and everywhere. This morning I was pleasantly surprised. I went to get some. I need to tell you like this. Yeah, I was gonna get get some roti shells, and so I felt it's roti today. So I went to get some roti shells, and I'm passing on Miko Street, man. And when I left the church, to my right, the halls of justice, man.
Okay, yes.
That is
yes.
up already.
As a matter of fact, people need to have a little patience, because they have a lot of no parking.
Yeah, not just no parking.
Because the cordoning of the barricade.
And the road was barricaded
and they don't want anything to fall.
Yes, so I was like, whoa! But you see, Shelton, it's a temporary inconvenience.
And along the waterfront too.
Right.
There's the little barriers that they put and so on, the restraints and so on.
They even put a pedestrian crossing and they put a barrier so you could walk safely.
Yeah, because serious work is
going on. So investor confidence has returned. You understand? So the halls of justice taking shape. The GPH. Oh, they can't. You notice they're not talking about GPH anymore. Because Easy-True put his foot in his mouth and he told people to fund the tuition for Safa, they go to GPH to try to extract money from GPH. That's what it means.
So why would they be dissing them?
Yeah, that's what. So you can't be dissing GPH now because you want them. You want GPH. Yeah. So they no longer have talking points. So they talk about the Prime Minister should have said a plane for our people in Jamaica.
Oh, okay. You know the accident they happened on the road is because Renault using inferior material and so on.
So they have nothing.
Real issues powered by Blue Waters. We're due for our first commercial break, but not before I say hello to Frances Frederick Whiteman in New York. That's the sister of Honorable Richard Frederick. And she asked me to give a mention to the fact that Frances and Friends will be celebrating their 5th annual Journée Creole, and that will be when they're going to be having it. Oh boy, Frances, I'm sorry about that, but that'll be at 117 Tapscott Street in Brooklyn, New York. Yeah, they did say on Saturday the 1st of November, all right? Saturday the 1st of November, breakfast from 9 a.m., the 5th annual Journée Creole of Frances and Friends. That's residents in the U.S. And Frances says it will be held at 117 Tapscott Street in Brooklyn on Saturday, the 1st of November. Breakfast from 9 a.m. all day. Greetings to you, Frances, and we'll be saying greetings to other people when we come back from this break of The Real Issues powered by Blue Waters.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. Real Issues, 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
McDowell's Supplements, an effective way to ensure you and your loved ones are getting the daily recommended intake of essential vitamins, minerals, and other important nutrients necessary for optimal health. Naturally, we carry an array of health and wellness supplements. McDowell's Immune Booster enhances your body's defense to fight colds and flu, boosts your immune system, prevents viruses and other airborne diseases. McDowell's Colon Cleanser prevents constipation, helps in removing toxins from the colon, detoxifies the body, and regulates your bowel movements. McDowell's Prostate Health prevent the enlargement of the prostate, improve urinary flow, and reduce frequent urination, especially at night. Moringa oleifera capsules are rich in minerals like calcium, potassium, zinc, magnesium, iron, and copper, vitamins like beta-carotene of vitamin A, vitamin B such as folic acid, vitamin C, D, and E. McDowell's Potassium Complex, used for treating and preventing low potassium levels, high blood pressure, preventing stroke, and aid in weight loss. McDowell's Triple Magnesium relaxes the muscles, relieves cramps and helps to control high blood pressure, improves sleep, and can calm the nerves. Magnesium is very important for the normal functioning of cells, nerves, muscles, bones, and the heart. McDowell's Ginger Turmeric helps to relieve pain, decrease nausea and enhance the immune function to help protect against illness and infection. Ginger turmeric has powerful anti-inflammatory properties and improves your circulation. Don't hold health back. Let health strike back. McDowell's, the better way to start your health. Visit Health Service Center, John Compton Highway, call 453-6417. Let your wellness be our stress.
This Sunday, November 2nd from 3 p.m., the St. Lucia Labour Party proudly launches Keithson Keitho Charles, your candidate who will lead with courage, compassion, and competence. Join us at the Lafargue playing field as we stand together with our political leader and Prime Minister, Honorable Philip J. Pierre, to celebrate leadership, development, and opportunities for all St. Lucians. This Sunday, November 2nd, Schwarzer Saltibus comes alive with Keithson Keitho Charles and Prime Minister Pierre. We are moving forward together.
Time to grow with Kifo, you don't know.
Wasco wishes to inform the public of a planned maintenance on its raw water pipeline on Tuesday, November 4th, 2025. During this period, water pressure and supply to customers from Millet to Cap Estate will be affected. Upon completion of these scheduled works, residents at higher elevations and at the end of the distribution line may experience additional delays as the network stabilizes. The public is therefore strongly advised to collect and conserve water where possible. Masco apologizes to its valued customers for any inconvenience caused as we work towards infrastructure resilience and restoration of regular water supply. Look out for updates on our website and social media platforms.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
We should never make this election about Allen. We saw where it got us the last time. This election must be contested on performance and loyalty to country and its people. Comrades, we have a lot of achievements to be proud of. Let's promote our wins in healthcare, public service, rural communities, upliftment, education, early childhood education, infrastructure, and a number of other grassroots programs that have had a positive impact on our communities. Forget Shas. The only reason he is still relevant is because we continue to give him oxygen. I disagree with that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I disagree. We can do both. We can do all of what you say there.
Yes.
And when Shasne becomes the embodiment of everything that is anti-development, anti-progress, anti-St. Lucians and so on, in terms of, how we benefit from and participate in the development and the good of our country, so that, we go forward, so that we develop, we acquire new things, we build wealth, and to make the people participants in the growing wealth and in the development of their people, not onlookers, not spectators, that everything that has to do with the meat of the matter, with, as we say, the real commanding heights of our economy is always a foreigner, is always some dubious investor from somewhere. And then he comes and he tries to diss and he tries to gaslight and he tries to denigrate and disparage everything that is being done, because he does not want to see the progress that is taking place under Philip J. Pierre. For every bit of this progress is like a death sentence to him, politically speaking. And so you have to go and push back against it. You have to rebut and refute. You have to dismantle and deconstruct Shasneism, as we have understood it. Now, you mentioned about the last time where it got us. The last time where it got us was in a massive victory on the 26th of July, 2021. So I don't know which last time you're talking about. If you're still haunted by, the ghost of 2016 and whatever it is. There's a new kid in town since this time. His name is Philip Joseph Pierre. There's a new person at the helm. There's a new leader. And I keep saying what we need to do is to take our cue and our lead from him. Too many of us, we're too self-willed. We're always going off on some kind of half-cocked, half-baked adventure. We're always on some frolic of our own in terms of what we think needs to be done. Just watch the leader. Watch how he deals with things. Watch how he responds to them. And let your ire and your fire be trained. He seems to not care and say, don't bother with that. Treat it just the same way. But never this thing about, don't worry them. I have heard that thing too in 2006. When I used to tell certain ministers, look, you got to respond to all this propaganda about the 20-inch Northern Pipeline. Because there were people out there writing articles in the papers that there's no water going through the pipeline, that the pipeline has failed. And hotels in the north were telling you that they're getting water, that things have become better. There are people doing that. And when don't worry this person, don't worry Jugba, don't worry this and that. People will judge the Labour Party on its performance. Performance has to be sold. Performance has to be highlighted. And it's something somebody told me, that Wayne Girard is doing a lot of things in Anstoria and Canris in terms of projects, in terms of the things he's delivering and so on. But he seems to be a guy who does not like to crow about his achievements. And I say, if maybe he is a Bible-believing Christian kind of person where it says don't go, flying a flag about what you do and so on. It's talking about personal acts of charity. It's not talking about public representation where you're using taxpayers' money to achieve the best for them. You're supposed to go out and sell and promote and to say those things. Not to big up your own chest, but to demonstrate that the administration of which you are a part, the choices that it is making on behalf of the people, the sensitivity to them to exercise, wealth and power and projects and so on their behalf, that it is being done. This thing about, don't worry them, don't do that at all. You're not worrying with them. And they on their live, they on their town hall, they on their, public meeting, they on all the different shows that they having and so on, and they relentlessly pounding into people's head that nothing is happening. Gasapa, this up, PS, Pavin, this Terry.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Prior to 2016, yes, he was unknown, although for us, he was known. But he came there, he's a father, a businessman. He has never been a businessman, the cool YII. So, yes. Right now we have a frame of reference. We know what he has done. We cannot ignore him. Now I understand what Salty is saying, but hello, not that we're giving him oxygen. We are defending ourselves, and at least when the man stands up and talks all his rubbish, we just have to let that pass. No, we have to refute it immediately. That business of forget it, and no, that takes root. People believe some of those things. A friend of mine was telling me yesterday, she's talking to somebody a supposedly intelligent
the
person.
Power of repetition.
Yes. We cannot allow these things to fall flat. We have to respond and respond forcefully. When he makes his boo-boos, yes. When Is It True stands up and he says it's crap, we have to respond to Is It True. We cannot allow these things to just pass and say, don't give them oxygen. No, we're not giving them oxygen. We are also going to highlight. That's what we do. We're going to highlight what we have done. And as I said, Sheldon, just as I released this thing about the crimes of the United Workers' Party, Part 5 is coming out, I am going to document too the goodness and all the goodies, about 300, going up to 400, things that the Prime Minister and the Cabinet, things that they have done. But somebody made a point on the group. Do you all, you all castigating us, do you all share it? Some of you just read it and you all leave it there. Do you all share it? You have a responsibility to share the goodness, Some of you don't, but you castigate us. Oh, we're doing this. You have to share. This morning, I shared something with somebody. He told me, he told me, boss. No, not boss, partner, because I sending that out now to all my friends, including my UWP friends. That's what you have to do. You have to spread the word. But some of you don't do it. You just read it and you leave it there. That's the extent. And then you'll come and say, well, the PR not good, and the government, as though you're waiting for the PR people alone to do it. We have a responsibility. And as Sheldon said, we're going to respond to everything, just as Baby. We have that clip of Baby? Let me see. Yes, you have to respond. You cannot let things fester. Let me get it for you. That's the only one I wanted to play now, but because it lends itself to what you see in there. I forgot what number it is. Baby, you have the one with Baby? Yes. I forgot video 4. Let Baby respond to the accusations against him.
MP for Grozile Kenson Casimir has firmly dismissed claims circulating online that he purchased Crown lands in the Monsepa area. The United Workers' Party has reportedly fueled the speculation, which Casimir has branded as completely false. He also addressed a social media post linking him to a housing development in Corinth, stating unequivocally that he has no affiliation with the project.
I came in 2021. We had meetings in the community of Monsepa. The people of Monsepa indicated to me that they've been living there over 30 and in some cases for 40 years on this land. The land belonged to JQ. The fact is, Julian Hunt, during his tenure, would have been around and that land existed and people lived on it. It would have increased during the time that Leonard Montoute took over. It would have increased during the time that Marie Michel was there. It would have increased in terms of the amount of people who lived there during Emma Hippolyte's tenure. The fact of the matter is, I came in as an MP, engaged Charles, JQ Charles, had communication sit-downs with them for government to acquire the land, which was under his private name, for the people of Monsepa.
He went on to announce that he had successfully negotiated for the government to acquire the lands, a move set to bring lasting change to the community of Monsepa. Residents will soon gain access to a reliable water supply for their homes and for the first time receive full ownership deeds to their properties.
After years of pressing, finally, those lands were acquired by this government and placed in the Crown. The lands and all of this, I'm saying, could be easily verified. A quick check. Placed in the Crown. And since we've placed this land in the Crown, the people of Monsepa, who've been living there for 40 years, can now get a water connection to their homes. I challenge anyone here to go to Monsepa for the first time. After we graded the road, we started construction of a gutter. We got Wasco to come in and put the pipes to connect to these people in Monsepa homes.
He further clarified that the supposed house in Corinth was a fabrication, insisting he has never laid eyes on the property nor had any connection to it.
I saw the video of somebody passing by a huge house. The fact of the matter is I've never seen this house in my life. Never. I've never been near this house. I've never been inside this house. I do not know anything about this house being built. Somebody passed. And for me, it means that individuals can just pass near any house at any time and post somewhere that this is Kenson Kazimi's development. This has 150-something thousand views on social media. And this is a categorical lie. I do not own this house. I do not have shares in this house. I do not have anything at all to do with this house in Corinth.
Kazimi has slammed the United Workers' Party, accusing them of resorting to lies and propaganda in a desperate bid to regain power. He urged citizens to remain vigilant, urging them to check the facts and discern truth from falsehood as the political battle.
All right, so Terry.
Yes, Shelton.
The minister has come out openly, and if the minister is not speaking the truth, he has set himself up there.
Yes.
For the worst kind of, scandal and
well, I understand.
No, sorry. Just a minute. Mm-hmm. He has set himself there for the worst kind of self-entrapment that they have put into. Mm-hmm. But the owner of the property in question did do a video, where he was actually showing, and telling people openly, this is my house. It belongs to myself, my wife, yes. And the only other entity involved is the bank, I suppose, who advanced the money for them to build it. Right. What the purpose of it all and all of that for? I don't know if Jaquan can get it, quickly enough for us, so that, we can play it and let people hear from the owner of the house itself. Yes, it's my understanding that it's some malicious person who also hails from the Corinth area.
Lucian Patriot? Who's that? We need to know who that Lucian Patriot is, because that seems to be a nasty piece of work.
Nasty piece of work, man. You should have read something on United Park where they're going after the manager of Wasco, Zilta George Leslie. And there's no other reason, but because she is the daughter of Sir Calix George, and she's also the sister of civil engineer named Calvin George. I won't tell you what's the relevance of that.
I think I know.
But this is the history and the modus operandi of that individual to attack people.
St. Lucia Patriot, whoever that person is, a nasty piece of work,
another person another person on Facebook, on social media, refers to that individual as Lucian Parrot.
Lucian Parrot.
But to me that is a debasement
Parrot, yes.
of Amazona Versicola,
Yeah.
Anyway, let's bring that there.
I'd just like to speak on the recent videos that has been circulating about this property, Cresta Suites. Cresta Suites is a vacation rental. It's a place where you come, to have your honeymoon, your romantic getaways, staycation, St. Lucia. If you're out of St. Lucia, you can come down here, have a good time, and enjoy the beautiful island of St. Lucia. And this property was built solely for this purpose, and it's been circulating around the place that it belongs to the minister, or the minister purchased this property. I don't know anything that I sold this property, and this property is solely owned by myself and my wife, and the only entity right now is Bank of St. Lucia. The records are there to show. It's not right that persons, do these things, do videos of people's private properties and, put it out there and in a negative way, so the world can see, how we fight each other in St. Lucia. So we must just try to, curb these things and let's do better. We are still St. Lucians and we are still people that are going to see each other tomorrow. Let's be nice to each other because you don't know where you're going to fall, you don't know where you're going to climb. So you will always need each other. So let's just do right. And for the record, the minister has nothing to do with my property. So basically, all you have to do now is come enjoy Cresta Sweets. Thank you.
All right, so Terry, that's the owner of the house who's come out. Now, when you see the minister and the owner of the house come out openly like that, basically, I have nothing to hide.
That's right.
I can tell you the whole story of it. Right. I can tell you all the truth of it. Let us see what the comeback is. And don't be surprised if they come back claiming, albeit without any proof, that we know they're lying, because that's always the story. They're lying, and so on. And the absolute persistence and tenacity that those people have when they want to go after somebody. And I've seen it in this whole CIP and all the saga that they have gone after Ernest Ile. Ernest Ile can win as many cases as he wants again at the CCJ, which really, as I said, puts the matter beyond any further litigation and so on. It's in the realm of what in law is called stare decisis. The matter is settled. If it is a point of law that is there. The highest court has spoken about it. It has reached what they call res judicata. There's nothing that you can go to modify it or anything, but they're still going to attack it. They'll attack it on platform. They'll attack it in parliament. They'll attack it on social media. In the absolute pernicious, vicious thing that they do on Facebook and so on via their, whatever they call their platforms and so on. They're going to continue doing it. When you see people are wicked, as my late mother used to always tell us, children, Lo mundeo, say deo yo yo, usafe sauvle, say deo yo ye, and that particular individual has a tenacity to her iniquity, to her wickedness, to her vindictiveness.
That's an evil person, man. That Lucian
I'm telling you, there's a phrase where is it in the Bible evil somewhere? Person, man. Her end will be according to her works.
Now let's take something before we go to break. We have the Prime Minister talking about flogging. Video 2.
This leader of the opposition went on public radio and he said that members of the party should be flogged.
Yes. They should be publicly flogged.
Flogged. And one of his acolytes said the same thing.
Philip J. Pierre should be put into the Derek Walker script and be flogged.
He never came and said, do not say that. Never. You don't know what I flog? I flog poverty. I flog hatred. That's what I flog. I just flog people. And I never will ask that people be flogged. I will never ask people to flog because people are people regardless of their political persuasion. They are people. You don't ask them to be flogged. This is the opposition.
And Shelton, when we open the lines, you must ask our callers what else it is that the Prime Minister is flogging. He's flogging poverty. How? The minimum wage. That's how you flog poverty. So he decided, no man, people get it $400 a month.
The concessions in healthcare. The development of universal healthcare.
The barrier concessions.
Yes.
He's extended that. We're flogging poverty, man. And I said the pensioners, man, you getting what? $300 a month. That's how good it is. The minimum anybody should be getting. NIC is $500 minimum, not the maximum. Minimum that anybody should be getting in
even this week government. The low income payments and so on that they make and so on that they're giving to people.
People who are on contract.
Yeah.
They don't know getting paid 11 months.
The home care
givers. He says no.
Which is what inspired the lady to give this now.
Never. Yes. So
anybody who goes to the we don't want them back there.
We flogging poverty. In education, no man, we have to eradicate illiteracy. Laptops for our children, bursaries, 500 bursaries, CXC being paid. Facilities with temporary teachers being paid in summer. So We're flogging poverty. You understand? When it comes to the police, what we're doing, we have to make sure they're secure. We're giving you bulletproof vests.
And look at the recent wage increases.
I mean, 13
almost all categories
across the board. Yeah. You know, you're getting your bonus in December. You get pensioners getting a bonus. Well, it can be a bonus, but you get a one-off payment. That's the third time in November. So we're flogging things. Healthcare, we want to flog for health. So today there's the opening. Tomorrow we should have some video footage of the opening of the well, it used to be Victoria. It's now the Winston Parish medical center, whatever it is. You go to tell me what we're doing. Eye care. We taking charge of that. So the surgeries have returned to the Cuban eye care service reactivated, because don't forget, this fellas left that in abeyance because they went on a line with Lima. Have you ever found out what else Lima nonsense was about? So we're flogging things. So when we open the lines, tell us what remind us, give us stuff. Tell us what it is that the Labour Party government, the Labour Party administration, what it is that we're flogging. We're not flogging people. That's for these idiots. We are flogging poverty. We are tackling education. We're flogging illiteracy. You know what I mean? We have to ensure that our children rise in healthcare, poor health. We're flogging that. We're opening health facilities. We built a new wellness center in Larissus. Although there was grant financing for that, this fellow stopped it because Jody Yobaba's son, Pierre Saxima. But as I'm on Saxima, Mr. Dalson, but yeah, we ain't forget him, you know. Because I gave him a break today, we ain't forget him. Because the people want to know, Jaime was people of soldiers showing all the virgins overgrown. You know what I mean, Shelton?
Yes.
You have a $1.6 million. Dalson, I can't do it tomorrow. Don't worry. Let me take a break. Shelton, over to you, Shelton.
All right, okay. Tell you what, Terry.
Yeah.
I don't know if we have enough time maybe to open the lines and to take a couple of calls.
Calls before the break?
Before the break. We can do that. Someone says of you, I'm so happy that my friend is better. He is on fire as usual. Good day, comrades, okay? Yeah. Empress Bobo, blessed love, Shelton. Give thanks for life. Jah guide you in everything you are doing. Today, much love. Andrew Antoine, I know yesterday you were trying to make a point, but I didn't realize we seem to have had some internet problems. I don't know if we had them here. But people later said they realized why it was not necessarily because of the parliament, that there seemed to have been some communication hiccups somewhere along the line. Maybe not with us, but it looks like people were experiencing some problems with their communications yesterday. All right, so 487-9849, right? I got it right? 487-9849, and you can also reach us on 4533-911. You can WhatsApp message us. Yeah, I find you don't use the WhatsApp messaging link enough. Go to realfmofficial.com, one word, realfmofficial.com, or to mbcslu.com, and on both websites you will find a WhatsApp messaging link there. Click on it, a box will open, type your message in the box, hit the send button, and it will appear immediately on our screen in the studio, right? So make use of that if you have difficulty getting the line that you sometimes do, or maybe you're not the person who likes to talk, or the line, is just tied up. Too many people. Good afternoon to Cornelia Jacob, who says, Renegade. That's a message to me, and she said, this rag will be used against you, bad boy. I think you're just as usual. You're the usual jealous self, She says flow service was down yesterday. I couldn't see Parliament or real issues. No Wi-Fi. Yeah,
there's a problem.
We have some problem, honestly. Yeah. And it isn't even us the hurricane hit.
Yes, that's right.
I just find our internet service in St. Lucia is too delicate. It's too fragile. It's too easily shaken when rain falls. Telephone service, internet service going on. We just have too much of that in St. Lucia. I keep on saying this, and this is not particular to anybody I want to attack or communications company. I just find internet service, for all these years we've had it, we shouldn't be at this stage struggling with it. It just sucks. It should be more stable. It should be more robust at this stage. This is 2025, people. This is quarter way into the 21st century. Quarter way. We have 75, but we're already 1 quarter way into the 21st century. We've been through all these hiccups and convulsions about telecommunications and reform and liberalization. But in many ways, it seems that we've gone backward Because the very entities that we complained of running a monopoly, no, it's not an exact monopoly, but it is what we call the market dominance. You've had market dominance and so on. It looks like they're still using the market dominance simply to entrench themselves, not to expand in a manner that people are more satisfied. And as the late Elmer Jean Isaac, I've mentioned it before, used to tell me, that one of the big problems is the lack of competition authorities in all the different islands and so on. That while we have had an OECS, I think, competition commission, but we don't have a national one, or vice versa, that we have national, but we don't have a collective. And that is where people don't understand the need for collectives so that you have greater strength in numbers, in consolidation, a greater robustness, that you can meet with those people as Ectel did, back in the day. To negotiate with the service providers and so on. I find it's just too long. Whether it's Cable and Rice has changed hands. I think they went to Liberty.
Yeah, after they came back.
Liberty after
Cable and Wireless, all kind of thing. Yes.
There was, they went through. So sometimes the ownership structure and model may change. But I think what we need to do is to push. And as I said, maybe we should take a page from, even if it's just threaten to do it, to see whether we, individually as a country or as an OECS, can invest in some of the critical infrastructure, such as an undersea or submarine fiber cable, whatever. It will cost some millions and so on, so that we basically can be... Internet is not something you play around with in this day. It is too critical to development, to education, to your progress and so on. If anybody is dragging their feet, I don't know whether you work out some joint arrangement with them, whether you get some other player to come in so that you can invest in what it is required. We're just too fragile at 2025, quarter way into the 21st century.
Let me just make a point before you go very quickly. Somebody's mistaken. Viber Dalson he's contributing to our program, and it just reminded me that we must not forget the Rinko man. So I was just telling him, but we have not forgotten him. We will deal with him accordingly in due course. Okay? Just clarifying that for the person who was very confused.
At the appropriate time.
Yes.
Somebody says a flow technician told me this morning that the internet problem was island-wide. He also told me that their servers were down. As to why, I'm still in the dark about this. What we have is a duopoly. I quite agree with you, but at the same time, it's just not serving us well. Somebody, some independent needs to have the clout, needs to have the authority to give them a kick in the backside. They need that once in a while. We'll be back in just a moment.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. Real issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
McDowell's Supplements, an effective way to ensure you and your loved ones are getting the daily recommended intake of essential vitamins, minerals, and other important nutrients necessary for optimal health. Naturally, we carry an array of health and wellness supplements. McDowell's Immune Booster enhances your body's defense to fight colds and flu, boosts your immune system, prevents viruses and other airborne diseases. McDowell's Colon Cleanser prevents constipation, helps in removing toxins from the colon, detoxifies the body, and regulates your bowel movements. McDowell's Prostate Health prevent the enlargement of the prostate, improve urinary flow, and reduce frequent urination, especially at night. Moringa oleifera capsules are rich in minerals like calcium, potassium, zinc, magnesium, iron, and copper, vitamins like beta-carotene of vitamin A, vitamin B such as folic acid, vitamin C, D, and E. McDowell's Potassium Complex, used for treating and preventing low potassium levels, high blood pressure, preventing stroke, and aid in weight loss. McDowell's Triple Magnesium relaxes the muscles, relieves cramps and helps to control high blood pressure, improves sleep, and can calm the nerves. Magnesium is very important for the normal functioning of cells, nerves, muscles, bones, and the heart. McDowell's Ginger Turmeric helps to relieve pain, decrease nausea and enhance the immune function to help protect against illness and infection. Ginger turmeric has powerful anti-inflammatory properties and improves your circulation. Don't hold health back. Let health strike back. McDowell's, the better way to start your health. Visit Health Service Center, John Compton Highway, call 453-6417. Let your wellness be our stress.
This Sunday, November 2nd from 3 p.m., the St. Lucia Labour Party proudly launches Keithson Keitho Charles, your candidate who will lead with courage, compassion, and competence. Join us at the Lafargue playing field as we stand together with our political leader and Prime Minister, Honorable Philip J. Pierre, to celebrate leadership, development, and opportunities for all St. Lucians. This Sunday, November 2nd, Choiseul Saltibus comes alive with Keithson Keitho Charles and Prime Minister Pierre. We are moving forward together.
Time to grow with Give for You Don't Know.
Wasco wishes to inform the public of a planned maintenance on its raw water pipeline on Tuesday, November 4th, 2025. During this period, water pressure and supply to customers from Millet to Cap Estate will be affected. Upon completion of these scheduled works, residents at higher elevations and at the end of the distribution line may experience additional delays as the network stabilizes. The public is therefore strongly advised to collect and conserve water where possible. Wasco apologizes to its valued customers for any inconvenience caused as we work towards infrastructure resilience and restoration of regular water supply. Look out for updates on our website and social media platforms.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
Telephone lines are open to take your calls. You can WhatsApp call us on 487-9849. That's 758-487-9849. You can also call us on the local landline 4533-911. And you can message us, as I told you, through the WhatsApp links on the two websites, realfmofficial.com and mbcslu.com. All right? Somebody was trying to call me after our news ended, close to 12:30, and I haven't been able to see who it was that was trying to call me. But folks, it's very difficult to be able to get me once here after midday. I'm almost always watching the NBC lunchtime news. That's one. And if I'm not, I'm preparing or I'm already making my way to the studio. So if I don't answer the phone at that time, which could be something important, in fact, was it Jaquan? It seems Jaquan was trying to call me. And more recently, Miguel, you've been trying to call me, okay? Jaquan tried to call me an hour ago, according to my phone, and Miguel tried to call me less than 10 minutes ago. So I don't know how important it was, Butu. You can try again. Somebody told me that they had problems with the line yesterday. So I don't know. You know, Cornelia Jacob, with all the chat you're giving me about, you know, I'm a renegade and it'll be used against me for having, you know, rag or scarf or bandana or whatever it is, you know, as you call it. Call and tell me the particulars and so on, okay? But I think Miguel is trying to call me, so I'm going to answer the phone. Surely he knows that we're live on air. Yeah, Butu.
Good afternoon, my brother. How are you?
Yeah, good afternoon. You're on the air live.
Looking sharp in that red, man.
Oh, really? Okay.
A few things, gentlemen. I did reach out, well, from yesterday and even the day before, I've been reaching out to a few colleagues that we have in Jamaica, and up to just about an hour ago, you know, apart from the usual, in their case, just down power lines, lack of electricity and everything, but everything seems to be found there, and so thank God for that. I heard the Minister for Education this morning giving an update to Jaim regarding that, and thank God that our St. Lucia students are safe. Commendations to him for keeping in touch with them all along the way. So he was able to get information in real time. Number two, but something I still have to stress about our partner, the leader of the opposition, and his recent post about the SLP hating him, Shelton. And I just want Alan Chastanet to know that, well, in my case, personally, I make no promise that I do have a particular hatred for him. But that in itself is for personal reasons, personal in the sense of you try to take people's livelihood. So there's no way anyone can like if you try to take my bread. Right? Number two, I don't know where Alan is getting up with all of this, because his track record has clearly shown that he has no love, no regard for anything and anybody's solution. So he and his strategist and ChatGPT, the unpaid version, have to come again, Sheldon. They have to come again, because this is not working enough for us.
Yeah.
And number three, like I called Jaim this morning and said, so I hope that the Chief Electoral Officer gets this. But Elisha Norbert put out some video regarding the voters list and
about dead people being on the voters list or something like that.
Dead people, yes, and that kind of thing. I mean, apart from it being misinformation, we know Elisha is a clown, so we shouldn't even take him seriously.
There are many of them, there are many of them clowns. UWP has a lot of them.
Clowns. But the Chief Electoral Officer, Mr. St. Helen, did say that the way that the process by which they remove people from the voters list is by listening to obituaries. I'm sorry to say that was a bit laughable. And also they get reports or whatever it is from the funeral homes.
Yeah.
But as far as I think, we have DigiGov, and the whole aim of DigiGov, Sheldon, was to harmonize all government information. So I believe that if they haven't looked into it as yet, or if that can get looked into it, let us know. But once a death certificate has been generated by the Civil Status Registry, there should be an automatic notification throughout the departments that matter, whether it be the licensing department or the electoral department, where there's a tag that says this person is deceased. So there's an automatic, a report generator, an automatic wipe off from the voters list. So again, I'm calling on Mr. Senator to let us know whether this is in stream, because from the way he described the operations,
yeah, are you still there? Can you hear us?
Right. Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Okay. All right. Okay, you broke up. I agree with him. The process is a little bit too cumbersome,
Yeah.
It really should be an automatic thing. Somebody dies, they're certified dead, a death certificate is issued, they are pronounced dead, whatever, by a medical practitioner. It should be entered into the system immediately that this person is deceased and so on. Because, I mean, once a doctor, and that has to be someone who's a licensed medical, usually the district medical officer, that you have been pronounced dead by them and so on. To me, that should start a process of certification and system-wide, input, So I don't know. I noticed that our computer, where we normally see the calls coming and where we also, that it is showing the same thing as the other one. Is there a reason why this other screen is showing, is really duplicating what the other one is doing, as opposed to us seeing the calls when they were coming? Because, for example, some of our regular people like Bernard Haynes, the moment he calls, we'll see his name on the screen. So I'm just asking. I see two screens are doing the same work.
Yeah.
How's that? When we have issues and so on. So the WhatsApp line, it's a little bit of a bother for us. I didn't know that.
Okay,
all right.
So you have to call direct then.
Yeah. Okay, so folks, 4533911, that line is available to you to call. Those of you who have my private number, like Miguel did, called me on it. But it looks like the 758-487-9849 may be a little bit challenged today. I don't know if it'll be back up again, but we have a bit of a problem as we did yesterday. So Terry, perhaps this is the time to do more of your thing.
Yeah, we can. We can flog.
Yes.
Maybe Jaquan, you go put up the crimes, and I'll do like my friend in the south. I don't want to call his name yet. But just And I promise you I'll do the same for all the achievements of the government. I know the government is putting out a paper. I think I have it already on a soft copy, but I don't want to preempt anything from the Prime Minister's office, so I will lay low, but I'll do my own and put it out for you in nice little pieces, morsels that you could chew on, and stuff. Because my friend has done it on Facebook. He's saying, let me just tell him that.
I'm going to place a call to Honorable Claudius J. Francis. Who says he has been trying to call. And so I think I've gotten him on the line.
Right.
Yes. Hi. You're on the air live now.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hi, Sheldon.
Yes.
Terry.
Yes.
I just heard Miguel, and it's not as simple as you guys are suggesting. So you can say you can get a death certificate for Shelton Daniel. How do you know which one? I'll give you a quick example. When my father was alive, on Good Friday 2014, he wasn't feeling well and asked me to take him to Victoria Hospital. I did. While I was waiting for him, the ambulance driver from the fire service arrived. He had no assistant. He asked me to assist him in removing the gurney to take the patient to ICU. Guess what? The patient's name was Claudius Francis.
Really?
We wheeled him to the ICU. And guess what again? The doctor's name was Claudius Francis. You know Claudius Francis from Miku, Marshall Francis' brother.
Okay.
So there's three of us in the ICU. All three of us have the same name. But guess what? The patient, is born the same day and month as me.
Wow.
So you can't just take a death certificate and remove somebody's name on that. There has to be a follow-up verification.
Okay.
It's not as simple as just taking a death certificate.
Okay.
So that's one of the reasons our voters list appears padded, because it's difficult to remove people. First of all, the family of the deceased person isn't cooperating, so you can't get any information. Who's going to say, in the absence of family, that this is the Claudius Francis that is passed away?
So it has to go through some process of verification.
Absolutely, it's not just because when I was a commissioner, initially with former Attorney General Stephen Julian, and latterly with Michael Flood, who is now there, they both can tell you we attempted that, but it's not as easy as people make it out to be.
I would have never thought of all that. That this kind of coincidence could occur. That you take Mr. Leon Francis, elderly Mr. Leon Francis, you ask for assistance to help with Claudius Francis, and then the attending medic is.
But you remember Claudius Francis, who used to be in the Ministry of Social Affairs of Desmond Rapid?
Yes.
Well, he not only is he born the same day and month as me, different year, but both of our first daughters are named Nicole, and they're both doctors.
Wow.
So,
okay. I'm glad that
it's not as simple.
I'm glad that you kept your cool and your wits, because I would have panicked and run away. Thought maybe death was chasing me down or something that day. But thank you very much,
since you're talking electoral,
yes,
I have just come in, so I only heard just Miguel talking about the death and the connection to the birth, to the death.
The purging of the voters list.
Yeah.
Pardon?
I said the purging of the voters list. Yeah.
Well, it's not as simple as that either.
Yeah.
Let's go back to the 2016 general election when they attempted to purge the voters list with Cynthia Combi. Well, Cynthia Combi was the chairperson in the 2021 election. She was the chairperson, and they purged the list. And guess whose name was no longer on the list?
As?
The very chairperson, Cynthia Combi.
Oh my goodness me! Wow.
Yeah. So when people without the requisite experience just talk about the theoretical aspect of doing things, it sounds good. But you must remember, Sheldon, there was a supplementary list placed in the Voice newspaper to put them back.
Right.
And just imagine, in the purging, the very chairman who authorized the purging was removed.
Got purged.
Yes.
Yes.
So it's not a simple thing.
So is this something that the agents and scrutineers of the various political parties can assist with, since there would be people who are connected at the community level, as we would say, on the ground and so on, that they can point out certain things and say, hey, this needs to be looked into because...
Well, that is what ought to happen. People within the communities ought to say, listen, I've watched the voters list, and I know this Sheldon is there. But Sheldon Sheldon has not lived here for 25 years.
Okay, understand.
Then the department is supposed to carry out an inquiry, which begs the question, are they adequately staffed to do that?
Okay.
So even, for example, a change of address. Some people have been told you need to change your address 2 months before the election. But that's not what the law says. The law says you need to be resident there
2 months before the election. Because how do you know when the election will be held?
So if you're living there for 20 years and you go to the electoral department 2 months before the election, you must be registered.
Yes, because
the law does not speak to when you came in.
Yes.
It's when you you've met the 2 months requirement of residency. Not when you came in to change it.
And I guess neither the prospective voter nor the electoral department would have knowledge that elections are 2 months or more away.
But what they would do is, once the election is called, to do a reverse check of who registered in the last 2 months.
Okay.
Which is easy to do.
All right.
And that person will be registered, but they would have to go and vote in the old constituency unless that is changed. Even when you become 18, children, when you become 18 is not an automatic requirement to vote.
Right.
It's when you become 18.
Right.
The law prescribes 2 periods are called qualifying periods. The 15th of February and the 15th of July.
Okay.
So we are now in November. If you become 18 between July that just passed,
your eligibility to vote would have to wait until the 15th of February.
Until February next year.
Wow.
Yes.
Yes.
So you can only vote in the second half of the year if you became 18 in the first half of the year.
Okay.
And the first half is not June, but the qualifying day of 15th February.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Claudius J. Francis, for bringing some greater clarity and in that matter for us.
Thank you.
All right. I just want to mention that Honorable Richard Frederick will be having a public meeting in Georgeville. Georgeville tonight. So we want to let you know about that. Maybe we can quickly put that up on the screen. A Georgeville public meeting on Wednesday, October 29, 2025 at 6:30 p.m. with Team RF. And, his hashtag is Judge Him by Performance. All right. So Honorable Richard Frederick will, of course, be the host, the lead person of a meeting in Georgeville. We often like to say Georgeville, Lepansi. Yes, area. Tonight from 6:30 p.m. Okay. So we've just put that up on the screen so you can see it for yourself. Okay. Best wishes to the Honorable Richard Frederick and his team. It doesn't look like we're getting any calls, Terry. I think there was something you wanted to put up.
Yes, we can talk about it.
Go ahead, if it.
You got some people saying we need to look at Sheldon, whereas we're going to look at our achievements, and we're going to do that later. We have to look at the crimes. It's always good to know history, where we came from. And the word I gave you all a long time ago, recrudescence. There'll be no recrudescence, no going back to those bitter old days. And the crimes, I listed 70, but there are more, Sheldon. I could have easily gone to 100,
Of course, yes.
I could have gone easily to 100, but I decided, let me stay there. Let's go back up. I'm thinking.
To generate all these indictments can be quite exhausting, right?
And the one I like to specify, you will not speak about it, but I'll speak about it on your behalf. Okay, let's go to number 4. Denying us access to the Parliament building during House sittings. Not only that.
I think we're getting another call.
Another call. Let's take the other call.
Yeah. Hi, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead.
Hey, good afternoon, Sheldon. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay.
Sheldon, I believe that yesterday was a smackdown for Alan Shasley. The world, or whichever part of the world you're watching this House of Parliament yesterday, they really got to understand as to why St. Lucia was always in that doo-doo when it comes to the CIP. It was because of that one man, Alan Shasley. And there was no way he could have escaped that. He had to sit down there and listen and take that back down. Because a lot of people believe it was the SLP that did merge with the CIP and whatever, and actually boiled down to that one person, which was Alan Shasley. And you know what I love about the action yesterday? I saw a man who genuinely wanted to genuinely felt the serious pain of what Shasley was doing. Not cry on demand, but real pain. Understand?
Yes.
Real pain. And that's what you call that's what genuinity and concern and love and everything is all about. Because he saw what Mitt did to St. Lucia and what he did to the CIP program and trying to destroy St. Lucia, and PJP felt that pain and he translated that pain into grief, and the way that he felt he had to sit down because he couldn't contain himself anymore. And Philip Ely had to continue. You understand?
Okay.
But I love the fact that St. Lucia and whoever was watching around the world saw, and they now understand that it was Alan Shasley who started that whole debacle of the CIP program.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much. There's a lady who has sent a message, and she says, "Hi, Mr. Daniel. Good day. My son passed since 2010, and he is still on the voters list. Yeah, since 2010. Now, this really ought to be totally unacceptable.
Yeah, because this is what 15 years.
Yeah, there's more than enough time
to rectify
for somebody, you know. And I'm saying, as a public-spirited citizen and so on, perhaps you, my friend, should draw that to the attention of the electoral department. And I'm sure if it's your son that you have a copy of the death certificate and so on, that you can present it, to them and show, look. I believe it can be done and it should be done, for integrity's sake. Another person, Miguel says, does the death certificate not have an NIC number? Honestly, I don't know. I'll have to go and check my death certificate, Migs, to see if it's there, all right? Okay? I don't know, and even if I did have a death certificate, then nobody making me go and read it, okay, Migs? That might be the point at which I depart. I'm just joking, of course. And he says, is the number not required to generate one? I really don't know, or I can't remember. I have handled a death certificate in the past as part of my journalistic inquiries. They would talk about somebody had been poisoned, and I did go to the district registrar and so on. And it wasn't all that difficult to ask for the name and to pay a very small amount and to get a death certificate, which showed that the individual had died of obstructive jaundice and cancer of the pancreas. But, his family were claiming that it's somebody who had put poison in the drink.
Like the Kokolorum was saying that Tyson died of rat poison.
Yeah, of this kind of things and so on. So I don't know. Maybe Claudius listening can probably shed some further light on it. Or maybe we can also ask Mr. Herman St. Helen at a time which is, more auspicious and mutually convenient for us. Our time is rapidly running out, Terry. I'm sorry you didn't have time to go.
No, that's okay. We have time to do this. But I promise my people that our listeners and viewers that we will be highlighting the 300 to 400 things that the government, the positive thing that they have done, from education, we go to health, all right across. Yesterday's Rihanna's birthday, and I had a clip of Rihanna on the roads, checking out the roads.
And guess what? Today I decided to go and have a little breakfast, have a fish and salad, where they serve it very early. Yeah. And guess who comes and sits right at the same table and asks, can I sit there? Yeah. And he says, you Shelton Daniel? I said, yes. And he says, I'm Rihanna's dad,
okay. Right. Wonderful.
So I took a picture. I said, let me send a picture to Rihanna. So you won't guess I'm sitting at the same table. And I sent, and Rihanna said, that's my pops, Yeah.
Great stuff.
All right.
So, Shelton, I think if you don't get another call,
yes.
Because I'm not going to what I want to go to. That's lengthy. We'll do that maybe tomorrow.
Okay, yes, more definitely. I think this is wrap-up time for us. We don't want the lotto coming on us, and then we have to rush. So thank you so very much, everyone. We're sorry about whatever communications glitches may have still been circling around and affecting us today. But I think we got through it fairly okay. Thank you for your continued attention and participation through the Real Issues WhatsApp chat group and the Facebook Live, as well as those of you who had my number and you called, so at least we did get some of that input. Thank you very much, Daquan, for another great job at the controls and doing your best in circumstances that may be a little labored. Until tomorrow, same time, God willing, all things equal. Shelton Daniel for Terry Fenelon. For The Real Issues, powered by Blue Waters, signing out.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. Real issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
McDowell's Supplements, an effective way to ensure you and your loved ones are getting the daily recommended intake of essential vitamins, minerals, and other important nutrients necessary for optimal health. Naturally, we carry an array of health and wellness supplements. McDowell's Immune Booster enhances your body's defense to fight colds and flu, boosts your immune system, prevents viruses and other airborne diseases. McDowell's Colon Cleanser prevents constipation, helps in removing toxins from the colon, detoxifies the body, and regulates your bowel movements. McDowell's Prostate Health prevent the enlargement of the prostate, improve urinary flow, and reduce frequent urination, especially at night. Moringa oleifera capsules are rich in minerals like calcium, potassium, zinc, magnesium, iron, and copper, vitamins like beta-carotene of vitamin A, vitamin B such as folic acid, vitamin C, D, and E. McDowell's Potassium Complex, used for treating and preventing low potassium levels, high blood pressure, preventing stroke, and aid in weight loss. McDowell's Triple Magnesium relaxes the muscles.
Double Daily Grand 5, 14, 15, 19. Big 4, 8, 9, 5, 4. Big for Multi-X 3X. Pick 2, 2, 7. Pick 2 Multi-X 2X. 1 off 0, 2, 4. Lucky 3, 6, 0, 0. Lucky 3 Multi-X FP.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back.